But the top side, I feel like it really is a matter of perspective on who has the strength there, right? Because Sejuani with the melee solo lanes, just by default, very, very strong. But then equally, might be able to get his Q3 up and available as Meteor moves into the lane. Flash forwards to get the slow. Zika with a ward hop, and he's gone the wrong way. Had flash, but didn't think he could get underneath the tower, and it will be Meteor. Just
try and look for those split plays and stop LNG racking up their own gold before they can start grouping and using their composition better. Very happy he saved the flash from that earlier kill.
Yeah.
To flash away and panic. All in on the bot side though, 3v2.
Some big damage on Jin Zhao, but traded back onto Hung as well as LPC's overcommitted. Flashes forwards, and he does get the kill. It's answered with his own life, and actually it's Tarzan to get the kill. In the meantime, Zika.
Early fights, the Varus has so much value and can do a lot versus the FLS.
You know, usually, oh, hang on. Scout's going in 1v2, and he's just got a solo kill onto Haichao. Jin Zhao's here alongside Meteor to try and finish the player off. Tarzan over the wall. Can he finish anything? As Hung's moving over as well, but they won't chase for more. Dragon started here. It's LGD, 4 men strong. You'd expect LNG to just back away from this one, so nicely done there. So the lightning didn't chain across the team. But should be able to find Prio. However, Jin Zhao in all kinds of trouble right here. Moonlight Vigil will land, but that's the extent of the damage, and now Hung could be the one in trouble. Shock Blast again leaves someone alive, but he's finished off this time. And there's 2 for LNG. They've come online, and they're looking for some plays. Meteor with no flash, so Scout gets the second one. It's his third.
Either, but he's completely blown this game wide open for LNG.
Yeah.
LGD were really hoping to, again, hold on to
players moving in. Zika recalling, but has TP available. 2K on the Herald, though. It's going to go down. In the meantime, they're trading for LPC. Good ult from him to stay alive for a moment, but it is just a moment. Zika in with the counter-strike as him and Hung charging forwards. Gala there to follow up with the damage, but LGD trying to escape now. Tarzan herding them from the top side, trying to stop the escape from happening. Decade here to protect his team. Jin Zhao dives across the squad, but LNG, they're just tearing them asunder. Meteor trying to escape at 1 HP again. 1 HP for Decade too. LGD, how have they got away with 1 HP so many times this game already? Haichao with the Spirit Rush. Can he find a miracle? No, he can't. Yes, he can. Hung goes down, but it's a triple for Zika.
What a disaster for LGD. The early game plan was solid.
Miraculous for them. That's what you said earlier, right? When this top side is grouped up, they look fantastic in a fight, and Haichao has been found again. The stuns are chained beautifully, and Haichao even flashes. Oh no, it's disaster for LGD. They were already behind, and now it's 5,000 almost in favor of LNG.
Credit to them. They saw the opportunities, particularly Scout, saw the opportunities to break the pressure which LGD had in their early game, and just completely ran them through, just completely.
And I feel like LGD as well, like, rightly acknowledging that they were in the better position. It's okay, but he's having a bit of a tough one. Meteor moving in, but Tarzan's here too. This is not a 2v2 that Meteor and Haichao win. Haichao gonna dive into the brush. Scout in trouble. I take it back. This is a 2v1 that Meteor wins. It's Haichao just playing to run away, playing to buy time for his jungler. Meteor trying to flash out, but unfortunately outnumbered here. But now with some reinforcements, LPC slightly short on the ultimate. These plays across the course of this game have been wacky. They have been long. And LNG now try to chase out Haichao, the player that they were looking to pick at the very start.
Big play. And LGD, it feels like they just don't know what to do about this Jace and about this mid laner on Jace. Yes, they're going to get themselves a mid lane out of turret. That means regular playoffs. We'll have to stop on that, see how much more damage you can do. Desperation Baron started by LGD.
LPC is not going to be allowed to play League of Legends today, as Hung is just hunting him in these fights. Haichao threatening in the back though, and LGD starting off strong. You don't have to deal with Scout if you just kill him before the fight starts. Hung goes down as well, and suddenly LGD are back in the game. Gala, Tarzan, Zika, what do you got up your sleeves? Especially Zika, he took all of the gold from the team in these earlier scraps. Let's see it pay off. Jumps over the wall to the team as Tarzan then dives back into the fray. 3v5 here, and it's Tarzan aggressing onto Jin Zhao, but Meteor moves over. Gala has got to find some damage as Tarzan gets on out.
Zika.
In goes Zika for a little bit more. 1 for 1 though, as he's taken down by Decade.
There's a lot of executing from LPC.
I mean, that's half of his health. half his health. Jinjiao over the wall here. Gala, Gale forces, and then dodges the charm as well. It's clean as hell from Gala, as you would expect. And now to the rest of the team is into the meat grinder. Scout has so much damage. He grabs himself a triple kill. Wait, Decade's in the back of the pit. Is this gonna be what I think it's gonna be? Scout with 4. He's had a magnificent Jace performance. We've seen how much the shock blasts do.
He has flash.
He's shown on the wave. Can he find the shock blast? The CC is going to come on in for Tarzan. Surely sacrifices himself for the pentakill.
Scout is back, baby! Dragon is already getting absolutely deleted off the rift. They're not towards the top side of the map early enough. It really feels like it just rinse and repeat.
That's a fantastic position here, but Scout does too. Haichao has been spotted, and he's the one that they're just going to jump on and almost one-shot. Haichao gets over the wall, and now Tarzan has to try and survive. Has to help Gala get out of dodge. Jinjiao knocked up here. Shock Blast goes in, and LNG onto the attack once again. Onto the front foot as they chase Decade down. He'll find Tarzan over the wall, but I don't think he can survive this one as Gala goes in, knocked back towards him, and my God, he's tanky. Taken down and nearly took down Gala with him. Rest of LGD, they're going to try and get into position, but LNG instantly respond by just running at the player that's TP'd in. Decade trying to get out with his life, and will be able to do so, but Meteor has been found on the opposite side of the play. Zika starting it off as Jinjiao, no flash available. Support picked up. LNG didn't even want the Baron, they just wanted the picks therein. Decade with an all-out try and pull himself to safety. Chased out by Zika as in goes Meteor, trying to make the hero play, but gunned down by Gala. As LPC next target, Haichao trying to escape as his AD carry goes golden, but they'll both fall in the end. Tarzan looking for more, and the flail. I think trying to find Scout is the answer. It just feels impossible to get him, doesn't it? The flail, max range from Tarzan. In the meantime, Zika just hammering away at the bottom side. He'll walk away, barely even taking damage.
Since when is it fair for a jungler to build an orbital strike as an item? This guy is just adding into the damage from his team. LNG, this is absolute styling on LGD, a team that we've often praised for game 1 in a series. They had like 15 minutes of that at best, maybe just the 10, and that has been all she wrote for game 1.
Feels like Tarzan's been playing Valorant recently. He's going full brimstone, the laser from the sky to try and finish the kills. Doesn't quite work out for him, but hey, the game has 23-9, and this slow and steady siege, using these cannons, using the massive minion waves here as Decade tries to threaten, tries to clear, but what can you do? And the poke is insane out from Scout's Jace as well. It's slow, like this is painful to watch. LGD just slowly but surely bleeding out. They have no way to do anything about it except Meteor going in. Gala's been found, but it's at the cost of 2. Scout's alive, and it's all that matters. No way does he do it twice in a single game here. The Scout charging out for more. Haichao will be found by Tarzan. It isn't going to be a second pentakill, but it is going to be domination from LNG.
What we have now is, we've seen this a couple of times. We have pretty much full AD from both teams. Yes, you know, the Rakan, Sejuani, and the Maokai Nautilus will
try brush. Gala won't be able to clear the wave in time as LPC actually tanks the tower shot, and 1 minion remaining. They're going underneath. No summoners for Gala here. He's taken down. First blood, but hung with a knock-up. Oh, the minion survived too long. It was 1 HP, but it's enough to take a tower shot. What? Meteor, how many times have they walked away this series with 1 HP? Flash from Hung to finish it off.
I think Tarzan was ready for that, but the hammer blow knocks Scout backwards to the bomb damage. Wasn't a threat, and Haichao somehow gets out without.
Gold lead is a gold lead. 10 CS lead in that bottom side as well, as Tarzan is just going to waltz into the lane here. Gravitum to start it off. Jinjiao has the flash, but won't have a chance to even try and use it. Take it down. Tarzan grabbing the kill. Is now another 1v1 at the top side. Zika with the dominance. LGD, though, they get that Scuttle Crab in the bottom river. Here comes Tarzan, and Jinjiao is going to get jumped on again. Saved his flash, but he's not going to get out with his life. Tarzan flashing in front of him to block the anchor.
Jinjiao goes down. Now he doesn't have his flash to play around either. Haichao trying to clear the wave. Might get punished for it.
Scout kind of low, but Hunk flashes in with the quickness. He's trying to finish the job here. One more auto would do the trick. Tarzan will get the stun and finish the kill off as well.
Like Jinx Salts or Moonlight Vigils just thrown out to try and get a little bit of a leg up on your opposing ball lane.
As Meteor moves into this bottom lane, Hung has no time for it, just charging at him. Does miss his ward, but in the meantime, Haichao tries to join the play. The bomb will finish him off as Tarzan actually getting that one with an auto in the end. Gala steps up. And again, LNG just, I feel like when it comes to these, like, I'm from Haichao and LNG, just as I'm crediting their movements on the map, committing scout to mid means actually LGD managed to grab the Drake for themselves. Herald going to be dropped in the mid laners. Again, Dominus for the Grandmaster's Might. Zika, can you win the 1v1? Because you were the one flashing the others. Yes, you can! Decade flashes to his own death. There's now Carnage in the mid lane as well. Hung will go down with LPC, grabbing himself a double kill. Scout, though, still alive in the play. So's Gala with the Moonlight Vigil across the team. Gravitum to keep it in place. It's the mid side of the map. Yeah, I don't know. Bit of a weird one. This whole game has been a bit strange, to be honest. In Decade, no flash available. 3 people on him. Ultimate's going to be blasted out. Counter-Strike going to be used. Hang on, Gala's in trouble. This Jace does damage. Decade.
Maybe some of those things would like exponentially grows later and later on. Anyway, Jax showing what their numbers mean so little in this game, don't they? But either way, that means that LNG can't cross map onto that topside tower, which means that always have to have a cross map in place because Decade is going to be very, very vulnerable if he's ever left alone in the lane.
Decade, can you do it again? Gala's here. This time they're committing a TP from Scout as well. He wanted to leave that top side and go for the tower instead. Demolish available, the bomb on the tower, and there we go. Now he'll be taken out. Buster shot from Scout to save Gala.
But this is why we're saying cross maps are so important for LGD to have in place, because the amount of demolitionists on LNG down 2 towers towards that bot side, at least LGD take mid lane outer and top lane outer.
Herald comes down in the mid lane. LNG really committing for a Cloud Drake here as they look towards Decade. The ult goes wide from Tarzan. Decade being chased down by the whole gang. Drake taken by LGD as LNG. They will find this top laner. Gala still not afraid of being in melee range.
LGD, though, they see Decade die again. They say, don't worry, we're going to do exactly what we've done in the rest of this game and cross map. This time it's going to be a mid lane in a turret. Jace pushing towards the top side. There are no... there's no
where they get tested. Can they win out the overall fights? Decade with a TP available. But it doesn't look like they're going to...
Attention early on. Let's just try and cross-map away from him now to try and get him back into the game. Sadly, missed the memo a little bit. Doesn't have a trinket to wall hop, and he's just going to die again.
Well, it's not ideal for Decade, is it? That is not ideal, but he's going to get shot.
That's a Buster shot.
Oh, he's done it! Haichao's going to get solo killed here by Scout. I don't know how that wasn't a solo kill. Hung, I guess, got shielded before the TP to get
He thought he was the one falling prey at this point. Baron is getting burst now.
Yeah, they're just going to commit to this one as Jin Zhao steps on in. There's a lot of damage coming out from LPC. He's turned things around there. And with Hung down, maybe LNG back away. Maybe they don't. Maybe they just 50-50 it versus Meteor and somehow get it. But Scout's gone down. Gala has to carry, but he's 1v3 and taken out of the picture too. 3 casualties for a Baron. I don't think that
looks like it's uncontested. So LNG really not caring about these dragons in this game. And as he said, they lost an awful lot of has very good long-range single target, but doesn't have the AoE damage that Xayah has throughout the entirety of the team. And Gala does a good job, just doesn't have the items behind it to make things sting as much as the Xayah.
Really nice hook from Jin Zhao there onto Scout as well. Finds another hook as Scout going to be taken down. What a fight out from LGD. I think they're obliterating LNG.
I really don't think Scout calling for this base defense right now. And I think Gala might be in trouble if he even walks up.
This is an inhib gone, whether they like it or not. And I think LNG are just accepting that fact. Zika on a flank, though. Maybe.
Baron and this Elder. So LGD, how much are they going to use these last few waves of super minions coming out? Only a minute left on that inhibitor.
Goal, but the team fights haven't been going well for them. TP in from Haichao now as Zika on the flank.
There's 3 items for Jace. That's what he recalled for here in the engages.
Decade with the counter-strike jumps in here. Can they find their moment? One already taken down as LNG. Zika's going huge, but Haichao has dived into the backside. Gala's down. Scout barely escaping with his life. Flashed by Meteor. The jump comes out from Scout, though. Meteor is dead quick. Look at him run. Look at him charge. Scout is down, and LGD keep us going.
I think they're going to do more than that. I think they're going to bring us to a game 3. That is a fight you can't afford to lose. LNG, they try and rush down the Elder, enter River quickly to stop the Jace getting prime position, prime real estate on what could have been the game-winning objective for LNG. I think it's going to end up being the game-losing one. I don't think Zika can do enough here.
Don't know if he can. Hung moving in as well with the quickness. The redemption coming on out. TP out from Decade. Decade? That's French for decade, I'm pretty sure. As Hung moving forwards. Haichao has just recalled. Doesn't have TP available, so he's moving from the base right now. Meteor solo on HP. This is going to come down to a 50-50, isn't it? 6k on the Elder. Meteor with the ult across the team. They're jumping on for this one. Gala taken down. Elder taken down. LNG taken down. LGD, they've come out to play today.
After a stinging sucker punch in game one, a pentakill for Scout, dominant performance from LNG. LGD are not content with going silently into the night. They're going to bring us to a game three. It is largely through their AD carries performance this sire. LNG have tried to avoid it, but try as they might, they can't stop him doing the damage.
LPC has just been shredding them, and against Gala, LPC showing up individually. Fantastic stuff out from him. And that is going to be game. That is going to be, even though Azir has that long range, get outranged by the piercing arrows. We'll see. We'll see. I'm looking towards Tarzan as well, who's bringing out the Poppy jungle, which I feel like has the standard 8 runes for lethality virus, even in bottom lane. LGD starting the Drake off. Tarzan's trying to move in, dives into the fray here and sets up Gala for the kill. Gets the Drake, gets out with his life, and now Jin Zhao stunned up and will be finished off. That's 2 kills for Gala.
As you can see right now, there's currently a Poppy in his lane. What's happening top lane?
I love how these two top laners, every time they see each other, both just mash R and start autoing. Decade flashes away. Zika's there to flash onto him.
Even close. He's so high HP after this as well that there's no real recompense. That's an ult in onto Meteor.
Oh, Meteor, you're gone for. You're done on this one. Zika grabs the try and contest the Drake here. 2k on the objective as a TP comes in behind LGD here. The knockups are there, though, and Scout actually having to just dip. Drake taken by Meteor as well. It's perfect for LGD, but Tarzan, he ain't done with this play just yet. Looking for the stun against the wall. Gala's there to follow up with the Kraken Slayer already finished. He will shred these health bars. Haichao down. Jin Zhao next to the resets are there. LPC does get 2 to answer it, but Gala will finish the job with 3. I mean, there was nothing to do with that. That was Tarzan having a 1v1 lane against Haichao and getting a flash out from him. Ghostblade now finished off. And I will say, as Decade is in a bit of trouble here. Tarzan, yeah, he's just going to flash. Wow. So Tarzan walks in mid.
Getting out of this one.
He's just going to try and run down the tower. In fact, he hadn't even seen the TP coming in just yet. Didn't have vision that far up in the lane. Zika will finish that. No! Just tease it up for Gala to get the kill. And now the rest of the team was trying to move over to save him. Oh, Gala nearly dodges the ult from Haichao, but it just caught him on the corner. Tarzan, he don't need no reinforcements. He'll just charge forward with his hammer, then ease away to the minion wave to escape. He's stealing these objectives with the WQ, but the poke is winning out for LNG for now. Roots across the team here as Hung just going to find a hook here. Flashes away to safety himself. Wait, is the Dragon going to finish Hung off? In the meantime, LPC trying to get out of that one. Hung will survive the Drake. LPC out with 1 HP as Zika chases them down. He's done over 2,000 across the course of that fight. A Decade just kind of wandering around the jungle.
On that, Renekton does a great job of zoning out LPC from any position in which he can do damage. So, LNG walk away, right? It's very hard to position safely against something like a Poppy when you don't have that mid lane out of turret. What do you do here?
Well, Tarzan just going to flash on in to find yet another kill for Gala, who has 5 on the tower there, just strolling past it as he runs at Decade. Tower will be finished off. That's a tier 2 with 19 minutes in, and look at the presence that LNG have across the entire map. LPC is trying to answer with a tier 1 in the top side, but that means no AD carriers available. LNG don't have to respect the rest of LGD.
This is a wow, Scout.
Talk about not respecting them. He dives under the tower. Scout with a stopwatch keeps himself alive, gets out of tower range before the roots come on in. And Jin Zhao forced away from the play. Meteor can't really get involved. And in the meantime, Zika has found his way onto LPC in the picture-in-picture. The fight is kicking off in mid, and Gala's completely fine. This is absolute slaughter.
Game 3, putting a lot of those worries to rest.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's certainly one way to finish in the lane, leading to objectives. We have not seen that, and it becomes like when you're behind on Lethality Varus.
Look for another champion mid lane. Looks like it's backfired miraculously.
Yep, LNG looking good as they zone everyone away, using that Baron buff. LGD trying to find the fight onto Tarzan here. He does go down, but it's in trade for Meteor. The rest of the team forced away as well. Zika winning his 1v1, and he wants a little bit more than a 1v1. Jumps over the wall with a blast cone. Rest of the team over the wall to help him out. The solo laners charge in, and it'll be a mid inhib taken here, or at minimum the tower. They can look up towards that top side again as well. Still 45 seconds on this Baron buff.
Making the full use of it, and despite it being the 1-for-1 and a shutdown going in, the amount of ults used is quite dangerous.
Scout knocks him over the wall and follows him as well. Decade thought he had the pick, but he was the picked. Jin Zhao gonna trade his life as LPC being chased down by Gala. He can't quite close the gap there. Top inhib will go down. Mid inhib will be finished off by Zika as well. And LNG, yes, they lost.
The difference is absolutely monolithic in this game. And with those resets, it's all been spent now as well. Tell me more of the stories of the Varus. I haven't seen him this game.
It's about the small wins at this point, because they ain't getting any big ones, because Scout is on the scene. The solo lanes of LGD shred through the health bars as Gala's there to finish everyone off. Decade with a ward hop to dodge away from the zap. He wants to survive, but can he? The counter-strike comes in. The ultimate's blasted out Gala. He did an attack click onto the cannon behind him. And it means Decade will survive. It doesn't matter. 23-5 as LN